Talking about my past, especially my fuck ups, talking with you is very healing for me because I wish I have said this to those people that I've lost. G'day tribes, I'm Donna Bliss Vlogs and I'm here to vlog about projection and what it means.
I wanna stay wide open, 'cause if I shut down, it just gets
10 years ago, I used to work in this restaurant. I used to sing there, and that was the craziest phase in my life in Dubai because I was about to be separated from a very long committed relationship, a 7-year relationship, and there was so much going on inside me then, and I have projected all these fears to a co-worker, and I stopped talking to her, and as a matter of fact I quit that job because I thought I needed silence and I needed to think. Even if my co-worker, I felt like she wanted to help me. I think she knew a little bit of what I was going through then. Just, closed my doors to everybody. It's called projection because, as you can see, for example, here, this is the projector. You put the film in that projector, but then you don't see the image of the film right there and then where it is. It goes to another place, which is this wall here, any white wall, which is where you can see the image. And this is how you explain projection, which is the source of pain or the source of issue was not that person you're projecting to. Like my friend, I was projecting onto her. I was battling personal issues because she was, I think, I see her every day, so it was natural for me to project it to her. And one example of these two guys is I used to have a partner where I thought I'll end up with. When he asked me to move with him in Thailand, my heart says yes, like in an instant. But because I had unprocessed trauma then, I had multiple issues with men before I met this guy. So I thought, oh my gosh, here I am again with the man I was gonna give my heart to, and this man is just gonna, leave me. All my traumatic past with men, it's like my lens was like that. All men will hurt me. I sabotaged that relationship. I ended up faking a fight so that we will break up together because I was projecting onto him. And unfortunately, he did the same to me when after a few years we broke up. We had a chance to be together again, but then he just finished a relationship with a long-term partner too, and he was projecting on me. And if this is the case, then normally it will not work out because you haven't healed, you haven't processed, and you still have internal stuff to deal with. There's gonna be a lot of fear, guys, and then there's this love that's in front of you and you don't know how to deal with it, so you have obviously a tendency to run away, and that's what he did. He ran away from a potential love again. He was afraid that what happened to his long-term connection that just ended will again happen to us. And when we're living in fear and survival mode, this is normal, guys. Sometimes, guys, this is subconscious fears. When you are in survival mode and you haven't healed your past, it's normal. And you don't know these things unless you go to therapy. And I have lots and lots of content about talking about therapy because I want people to understand therapy is not only for mental issues, mental dysfunction, or mental disease. It is just so somebody will help you, a professional will help you navigate life. Because when you're in survival mode, when there's trauma involved, no matter how little it is, your brain goes into freeze mode, fight mode, flee mode, or fawn. These things depend on each one of us. I usually freeze, and some people run, flight. That's what they call flight or fight. People just want to fight when they are being threatened, or if they think that they're not safe, or fawn, which means that there's this acceptance that you deserve these things and that you just accepted what you're going through, and you just live life like an autopilot, but then you're a zombie. That's it. Example, if you're sexually assaulted and you thought, because maybe it's my fault, something like that, it's just you accepted it. I wish that I realized sooner that I was projecting onto someone or to someone I loved, so I can correct it. Important connections shouldn't suffer just because we are unaware. And this is why I think this content is important, especially for people who wants to change, who wants to have a new result in their life, who wants to have change in their lives. Because someone need to tell you, so you're projecting onto someone else. So you're projecting your fear into another person, and that person doesn't deserve it. I have multiple people in my life that I think deserves an explanation why I stopped talking to them. And I just realize it now that I am aware and conscious about my patterns, so that's why it's important that we are conscious, because we will not damage relationships. It's important to protect the people we love so we don't end up hurting them, especially the closest to us. So I have two situations that I'm going to tell you and compare how we react in a certain situation when we're projecting on to someone. If you've got kids, for example, who spilled a red wine in a white, new, expensive carpet, what's your reaction? One situation is that you just won $50,000, and this is what happened when your kids spilled the milk over a white carpet. What's your reaction? You've got $50,000, you can buy another one, no problem at all. But if the situation is different, for example, you just lost your job, you just had a divorce a month ago, and your tire was flat before you came home, and that red wine was spilled over a white, expensive carpet, what's your reaction? Of course, you'll be so angry. You'll feel like, I'm the unluckiest person on earth today. So you will project on your child. You will be so angry that you shout at your child. So you're projecting everything to your child. But the bottom line of me is saying this is that, can you see the comparison, how we react when we won $50,000 and when we just had negative emotions before we even had the spilled red wine? So it's different reaction to different situation. The reason why I had to compare it is because so you can be aware that we have different reactions to a different situation, and that it can be avoided. Projection to someone can be avoided if we are aware, we are conscious, and we are aware that we're projecting to another person, what's the real issue? When you're aware that you're projecting to someone else, when you're aware, then you are less likely to hurt someone else because of your inner conflict. I feel like that's the importance of this vlog. Sometimes self-awareness is the key for a better and more peaceful life. Light and love.